Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? It is January the 22nd, 2024, and today is going to be the part 2 to withdrawal and cravings. What I did today is I went ahead and I pulled all the comments that I asked for the other day after that video was done. So I wrote all those down, and I've got a list with everybody's name on there, and I'm going to go through that here in just a minute and talk about what everybody else added to their list on things they use for cravings and withdrawal symptoms. Before I do so today, I wanted to go ahead and touch on a couple of things really quick. First thing I wanted to touch on is thank you so much, everybody, for all the kind things that you said in the comment section yesterday with the video I did with Bailey. Bailey just kind of showed up over here. Like I said, we had talked earlier in the week, and I had forgotten that he was coming, and like I said, I was getting to the comments yesterday whenever I received a message from him. He told me that he was here at my house, and we got to talking, and I started telling him about everything that was going on with me, and I showed him the YouTube channel that we have here, and we started going through some of the videos, and we just got to talking, and I just thought, it'd be really neat to have Bailey on here and discuss some of this stuff. And kudos to Bailey for being so nice and taking the time out of his day to sit here and interview with me. He didn't have to do that, and it was really nice of him to do so. I just wanted to give you guys just a little bit of an insight into, what it was like working with me back in the day, and, just some verification that, that everything that I'm saying, it did happen, and, I did drink the way that I said that I did, but, thank you so much for being so kind and saying so many nice, sweet things in the comment section about Bailey. After we got done yesterday, Bailey subscribed to the channel, and, he actually screenshotted one of the comments. Somebody in there had said, I can't remember the gentleman's name that said it, but he said that Bailey and I should do a cooking video together, just like the old days. And Bailey screenshot that and sent it to me, which I thought was really cool. So we might do that at some point. Bailey lives about an hour away from me. I know he's here in town today, but I think he has to go back to work tomorrow. But I'll get with him and see, when maybe that could happen. And I'll get back with you guys and let you know. But thank you so much again. I really appreciate everybody being so nice in the comments yesterday. And thank you so much for watching that yesterday. I just thought it'd be a really neat addition. I've talked about the fact that I wanted to do some interviews on this channel, and that was the first one that I've done this far. And I also have a really good friend of mine. I know I've talked about him on this channel back some time ago, but my buddy Samy, that guy was the one that really came through for me when I was really sick. He was the one that came by when I was bedridden. He would stop by here once a week. He'd just come by to spend time with me. He knew I was really lonely and pretty sad, and he took time out of his week to come by and see me once a week, every single week, without fail. He would bring me things, just to be nice, and I can't thank Samy enough. Samy is an alcoholic as well. He hasn't drank in, I think, about 2 years, and might be a little bit longer than that. But I'm going to talk with Samy. We're scheduled to have an interview together on this Friday, and I just spoke with him a little bit ago, and it looks like everything's still set up for us to interview and talk with each other. I think this is going to be more of just a discussion that we're going to do. I am going to have some questions for him, but the two of us are just going to talk about alcoholism, addiction. I want it more to be about him than me. I mean, I talk with you guys every single day, but I just want to talk about his journey, where he got, and how bad it was for him, and what made him decide to stop and how he did so. So that should be a rather interesting discussion between the two of us. It's going to be this coming up Friday. The video, I'm not exactly sure what time we're going to sit down and talk yet. Like I said, I just spoke with him earlier, and we've got to work out all the details this week. But we are going to sit down, hopefully, as long as nothing gets in the way. You know, life does happen and things go wrong, and, you know, I'm completely understandable of that, and hopefully everything works out. But if it doesn't, we'll schedule another day. But as of right now, we're scheduled to sit down and talk on Friday. It's probably going to be at about an hour-long video that we're going to do together. I have to figure out where, if I need to go to his house or to come here, but we'll figure out all the details, and I'll talk about it through the week. As we get closer to that day. And like I said, it should be a really interesting talk between the two of us. So be on the lookout for that. With that said as well, I had to see my ENT doctor last week. Last summer, on top of all the other procedures and surgeries I had to have a surgery done on my nose. I had a growth in my left nostril that was impeding my breathing. I couldn't breathe out of that nostril. The growth had gotten so large. And they actually had to put me to sleep to go in there and remove that out. You know, when they actually finally got it all the way out, it was pretty large. They were really worried about what it could have been, but after they tested it and everything, it was completely fine. It was just a growth, and those things tend to happen, especially when you have diabetes and high blood sugars. You can get things like skin tags and stuff like that can come from that, and we think that's probably what it was. It was probably something very similar to a skin tag that had grown on the inside of my nose, and I had some pretty uncontrollable blood sugars for quite some time. I was having so many bad problems with my pancreas, and you know, my endocrinologist was having to really work with me to try to get those under control, and I still have some problems with it, but it's getting a lot better than what it was back then. I mean, there were days where my blood sugar would be up in the 400s, and you know, there was a lot of issues with that. So anyway, when I spoke with him, I was telling him about my YouTube channel and telling him about what I talk about on here. He knows about my past and how I used to drink and everything, and I asked him if he'd be interested in doing an interview with me, and he said that he would. So I'm in the process right now trying to set up a time with that doctor. Like I said, he's an ENT, but he was telling me that he's seen a lot of cases, you know, alcohol-related, tobacco-related, stuff like that. I just thought it'd be really neat to talk with him, hear his side of it, his perspective, and you know, some of the health-related issues that can come along, not just with our organs, you know, and our GI tract and all that stuff. You know, it does affect, you know, your ear, nose, and throat. And I just wanted to see what he has to say. So be on the lookout for that too. I'll talk about that as I get everything kind of squared away with him, but I am going to interview the doctor. And I'm going to talk with all my other doctors too and see if any of them might be interested in speaking with me at some point. I just think it'd be really neat to get that other perspective on here. So with that said, I'll let you guys know when I work out all the details with him, but that's coming down the pike as well. I just took a look at the subscribers right before doing this video, and we are at 2,164 subs. So thank you so much, guys, for subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate it so much. This channel has grown so large so quickly. I've only been doing this for about 2 months now, and you know, this channel has just grown so fast, and I have nobody to thank but you guys. I appreciate everybody for subscribing. If you are watching this video and you've watched any of these other videos, if this is your first time watching this video, please subscribe to the channel. I make these videos every single day. I talk about alcoholism, addiction, health-related consequences that come along with it. I myself am an alcoholic. I drank for a very long time. I've got a lot of health-related issues that have come along with the amount of alcohol that I drank. I have cirrhosis and chronic pancreatitis and a bunch of other issues like diabetes and stuff like that. And this channel is all about spreading awareness. I just want to talk about, you know, the dangers that come along with alcohol consumption and addiction, and you know, it's a good outlet for people to talk with each other. The community that's here is great. Everybody in there is so supportive of each other. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hop in the comment section. Let us know, your story, your journey, and everybody in there will support you. They'll jump right in there and talk with you, and not just me, everybody else that's in there. And it's just a great community of nice, like-minded people in there. So one more thing I just want to touch on before I go into today's video. The cooking video, I'm gonna do that tomorrow. Like I said, I went to the grocery store on Saturday. I just actually went back to the store this morning, and I think I'm gonna be doing a pasta-like dish, but a low-carb one. I got some spaghetti squash, and I'm thinking about doing like a chicken broccoli alfredo with the spaghetti squash. It's gonna be really low carb. I'm only going to use a little bit of dairy, which is just going to be some Parmesan cheese. I got some almond milk to make the Alfredo sauce, so there won't be a lot of lactose in there or anything like that. And like I said, the Parmesan cheese, that's basically lactose free almost by itself. So just a little bit, and if you don't want to use the Parmesan in your recipe, you can just delete it, and it could be completely dairy free. I will go through the recipe tomorrow as I make it, and I will talk about substitutions that you could do for, if you have a specific diet. I will talk about that in tomorrow's video. Like I had a couple people tell me they can't eat garlic in the last recipe I did, and there's going to be garlic in tomorrow's recipe. But if you want to omit the garlic, you're more than able to do so. It'll still taste good. But I'll talk about that in tomorrow's video. But like I said, there's going to be almond milk, there's going to be broccoli, there's going to be chicken, and you could use chicken breast, chicken thighs, any part of the chicken that you prefer. Spaghetti squash, almond milk. And I think I'm going to do a balsamic drizzle as well. And I'm going to teach you guys how to do a balsamic reduction tomorrow. I just bought some balsamic vinegar this morning. I think that'd be really nice to add to this dish. But we'll go through all that tomorrow. Just wanted to kind of go over some of the ingredients. Maybe if you wanted to go ahead and stop by the store and grab a couple things before I do the video tomorrow. Just wanted to throw a couple of those ingredients out there for you. But I'll do all that tomorrow. Not exactly sure what time that video will be up, but there's going to be a good little bit of prep work that's going to be involved in that before I get the video done. But it'll be up tomorrow afternoon at some point, so be on the lookout for that. So today I just want to go through, like I said, I asked everybody to give me their tips and tricks to combat withdrawal symptoms and cravings. And got a lot of really good feedback on that the other day. Like I said, I was going to do that video yesterday, but then Bailey came by and decided to post that video. So today is the follow-up to Saturday's video. So I'm just going to go ahead and hop right in here. Starting off, MyCrew866 said that going to the beach, drinking coffee, and going for a walk is what they use to combat their cravings and withdrawal symptoms. Becky Buvat, B-U-V-A-T, Buvat, I think that's how you pronounce that. If I pronounce it wrong, I'm really sorry. Helping others, and I really like that one right there. It takes the focus off of the cravings, and spending time with kids. I really like those a lot, and that's something that I'm trying to do here, and I spent a lot of time doing this, and I can definitely agree with her on that one. And hanging out with kids is something I do with my kids all the time, and that really helps me as well. Michael B 8245 said they review the benefits and consequences of alcohol, which is a really good one too. And watching TV and getting really good sleep. I definitely agree with those. All of those. Very good. Thank you so much, Michael. Andy Ebersol. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Andy said that he likes non-alcoholic beer, CBD, and non-addictive supplements. I'm not exactly sure what those are, but I know I've talked about CBD on here before. I don't know that much about it. I have had some people tell me that it's not that great on the liver. The non-alcoholic beer, you know, if that's what you like to do, that's, you know, if that helps you, then that's good. I will say that not all non-alcoholic beers are created equal. There are some, most have a very small percentage in them. I think it's like 0.5%. But there are some out there like Heineken. There's a Heineken 00, I think, and that one right there doesn't have any in it at all. I don't personally partake in any of those. I'm just afraid to. I think that, you know, I think there would be a problem for me. I know in the past, I did try to quit drinking one time and switched over to drinking non-alcoholic beverages like that. And what I ended up doing is I ended up getting to the point where I would just pour the non-alcoholic beer out and then pour real beer in the bottle. I'm just telling you guys the truth. That's what I did. So that's one of the reasons I just don't ever want to touch that stuff again. But if that works for you, then good for you. Malcolm Mosky, I think that's right. Now this one right here, that wasn't really a tip or a trick, but it was a trigger. And this one right here, I completely can understand, and I can completely agree with. They said hand sanitizer is a huge trigger for them. I am 100% behind that. I know exactly what you mean. I do not use hand sanitizer for that exact reason. Anytime someone has hand sanitizer around me, it smells just like vodka to me. And it is like an immediate trigger for me. I mean, I cannot explain to you how quickly I'm triggered by that smell. So I don't use it, and I completely understand where you're coming from, Malcolm. Kristen 976. Hey Kristen, how are you doing today? Kristen uses jumping jacks, running, planks, holding her breath, picking weeds, and talks to an addiction specialist, and also screams into the pillow. I know I've talked about that before. Just screaming and letting it all out sometimes. It's a really good way just to get those emotions out. So, Kristen, thank you very much for sharing that. Mona likes reading, movies, and podcasts. I've talked about all three of those. Those are all great ways to get your mind off of this stuff. I love listening to podcasts. I listen to them all the time. Those and audiobooks, I listen to them while I'm doing my chores. You know what? And that brings up another good point, too. I'm going to start like recommending one podcast maybe once every couple days. For any of you guys out there who aren't familiar with podcasts, one podcast that I listen to, and I think it's, you know, it's not going to be for everybody, but if you have never listened to the Joe Rogan Experience, Joe Rogan podcast, that's a really good show to listen to. He brings on all types of different people from all walks of life. He doesn't stick to one genre or anything. It's just whoever he's interested in talking to. He has doctors on his show. He has athletes on his show. Comedians come on. He has scientists on. Just so many different people come on his show. And it is a very, very interesting show to listen to. And I think he's close to like 2,000 episodes or something. If you go on to Spotify and look up the Joe Rogan Experience, you can just go through there and browse through. I mean, there's just so many interesting people he's had on there. I mean, I can't begin to tell you all the people that he's had on, but if it's somebody that's important or big, he's had them on his show pretty much. Jersey Girl. Hey, Jersey Girl. Jersey Girl likes making jewelry. She had a business called Ear Candy, which that's a really neat name. I like that name a lot. She likes to write songs, write poems. And you know what? And before I hop into the rest of this, I am going to read a poem that Jersey Girl wrote. And I thought this was just the neatest poem in the world. I asked her if it was okay if I read this on the show, and she said it was. So this is how it goes. Running with the devil in a bottle made of glass. Little did I know it would knock me on my you-know-what. It took all my dignity, my happiness and joy. All of my finances would soon be destroyed. I remember counting change to get the devil once more. $5 in quarters, I would knock on his door. But now I found someone who is honest and true. Thank you, G. My reality is you. And just a little context on that, Jersey Girl likes to call me G. I know you guys don't know what my name is, but you know, a lot of people call me all kinds of things on here. A lot of people refer to me as LD. Some people refer to me as Chef now. You know, it's whatever you want to call me. I don't care. It doesn't bother me one bit either way. But Jersey Girl said that she wants to call me G, and that's totally fine with me. And Jersey Girl, thank you so much for writing that poem. That was so sweet of you, and I really appreciate that. That really moved me a lot. And thank you for taking the time to write that and sending that in. So anyway, thanks again. I'm going to move on to the next one here. Shane Reynolds, 4276, recommended valerian root. Said he has a very labor-intensive job that helps him out a lot. Watching YouTube, checking sports highlights, and enjoys music, especially now that he is sober. And I can really agree with the labor-intensive job. You know, just exercising or anything in general, that really helps get rid of that feeling. The valerian root, I have not looked into that yet, so I can't say anything about that. But if it works for you, that's great. I just don't know enough about it to recommend it or not. I don't know how it plays on liver health or any of that stuff. But, you know, the internet's right there. You guys can look it up yourself. Grizzer Green said that their dad used to drink a lot of black coffee, and I can definitely agree with that one. I am a coffee lover myself, and I drink a lot of black coffee. Probably too much black coffee, but I do love my coffee as well. User NQ5JS8ES2V likes watching how the universe works, cooking. Okay, I thought there was something else there. So it's just watching how the universe works and cooking. And those are really good things too. I mean, as you guys know, I like to cook, and you know, cooking takes a good amount of time, and it really takes your mind off of stuff because you got to be zeroed in when you're cooking. Maya Willis 7078 stays preoccupied, sports, tossing a football with kids. You know, once again, somebody spending time with kids throwing the football. It's a great thing to do to use as a pastime. You know, sports, another one. You're getting really good exercise, and just being preoccupied. You know, just keeping your mind busy. I mean, I've talked about that over and over. You know, you don't want to have idle hands. You know, that's when things can start leading down a path if you're thinking about it all the time. If you're staying busy, it really does get your mind off of it. Stop the Pirates 123 said they only eat beefsteak. They power walk and drinks raw milk. I have never drinking raw milk before. I never have. I've heard a lot about it, but I never have. The only eats beefsteak. I've heard a lot of people talking about this, especially now. You know, there's a lot of people that are on the carnivore diet. I've heard a lot of really good things about it. I know that there's some people out there like I've spoken about Jordan Peterson before. I know that he's on a carnivore diet and all he eats is steak with salt, and that's it. And it seems to help a lot of people out, especially people with autoimmune diseases. User DP1GZ1VO2J says they like to wash and vacuum their car, long walks, and baking. Hey, if you're, you know, washing your car and vacuuming it out and it's taking your mind off of it, and you got a clean car, I mean, you can't go wrong there. So good one on that one. And I love baking too. Now, baking is a little bit more intensive than cooking is, just because, I mean, you got to have everything measured out precisely. It's more of a science than it is of cooking, because if you mess one little thing up, you know, the cookies won't rise correctly or whatever. But I love baking too. I just can't eat a lot of that kind of stuff. But anyway, user PC11V9CC32 says 1 day at a time, meditation, and AA. Hey, all those are great. Meditation, that's one thing that I have tried so many times, and I am just horrible at it. I can never just get my mind to stop working. I have tried sitting down and meditating so many times, and all that ends up happening is I just keep thinking about all kinds of stuff. one of these days I really need to try a lot harder on that one. I've really wanted to be able to meditate. I just can't do it for some reason. My mind is always working. But thank you for that. And then last but not least, user CJXN5056E says vitamins, Pedialyte, and sleep. And they had a really good point, because when you're, you know, stopping drinking and all that stuff, you know, one of the things is a lot of people, when they've been drinking, they're malnourished. And getting those vitamins back into your body. I know that when I stopped drinking, I was vitamin D deficient, some other vitamins, B deficient as well. And they gave me, you know, prescription for some of these vitamins. I had to take them, and I started feeling better after I took those. I had to take vitamin D3, I think. I don't know what the reason was for that. But once I got on those vitamins and, you know, got back, you know, those back in my system, I guess the way they were supposed to be, because they checked my blood again after that, and it was okay. I was feeling better. So that's definitely a really good point. So thank you so much, guys, for giving me all those great tips and tricks. I really appreciate it. All of you guys that added, thank you so much. I hope that you liked that and hearing your names on there. I thought that was really cool of you guys to do so. So last but not least, in today's video, I'm going to go ahead and touch on a couple of movies, and then we're going to go ahead and get out of here for today. Sheila Stunaland recommended Rat Race. And that movie right there is hilarious. All I'm going to say is I'm groundhogging. And if you know what I'm talking about, that movie is so funny. I'm telling you, it's a little bit older. It's got Mr. Bean in it. But I think it's got Oprah Winfrey in there as well. That movie is hilarious. It's about a bunch of people that are going on a race. I think they're trying to get... It's been years since I've seen it. But I think they're trying to go after a prize or something. It's really, really, really funny. Mona recommended The Dark Knight, and that is a great movie. That is one of my favorite movies of all time. I love that movie. It is such a good movie, and it's not just your regular superhero movie. I mean, there's just so much more to it. The graphics are awesome. The plot is really, really good. And Heath Ledger just played such a good... He played the best Joker, in my opinion, that's anybody's ever played. I think he played a better Joker than Joaquin Phoenix. I mean, his character in that movie was just mind-blowing. And, you know, unfortunately, that was his last role that he ever played. But that was such a good movie. Joyce Brown recommended Deliverance, and I know I've talked about that. I used to kayak that river that movie was filmed on, and that's just the Chattooga River, and the Tallulah Falls is where they filmed that as well, which is only a couple miles down the road from there. But great movie. Thank you for that suggestion. I love that movie. Ability Group 7405 recommended No Country for Old Men. That is a super good movie, and that movie... there's some videos that you can watch on YouTube of some people actually explaining what that movie's about. It's actually got a lot more meaning to it than what you actually realize. Go check it out. I don't want to butcher it, but if you want to look into that, go look at the meaning of No Country for Old Men. It is very, very interesting. And after I found out and then rewatched the movie, I was like, wow, now I get it. Virginia Langford recommended The Big Lebowski. Great movie. That's a cult classic right there. Super awesome movie. So thank you very much, Virginia. User GQ5JS8ES2V recommended Flight. And I think I've talked about Flight before, but Flight is a really good movie. Especially because it has to do with alcoholism and addiction. And I'm not going to ruin the movie, but it's Denzel Washington, and he plays a really good role in that movie. It's a really good movie to watch. And then for me, I've got a couple of movies I wanted to throw in here real fast. So, one of the movies is Midsommar. If you guys have never seen that movie before, Midsommar is a great movie. It's a little bit weird. Has to do with this couple that go over to Sweden. They're actually trying to write a paper, and they end up getting caught up in this cult over there. Very, very interesting movie. Training Day, another great movie. That's on Netflix. That's another Denzel Washington movie. If you've never seen Training Day, man, that is such a good movie. It is really action-packed. The Impossible. Also, 2001: A Space Odyssey. That's a Stanley Kubrick film, and that's an older movie, and I'm sure most of you have seen that movie. But if you haven't seen 2001: A Space Odyssey in some time, go back and watch that movie. That is such a good film. And there's a lot of hidden meanings and Easter eggs in that movie. If you go back and watch it again, and maybe watch like like one of those YouTube videos that somebody's put out, like the meaning behind 2001: A Space Odyssey, and then go back and watch it. It's another one of those movies that after you know what the true meaning is behind that, is so interesting. Next on my list is Mystic River with Sean Penn. It's on Netflix. That is a super, super, super good movie. It's a tearjerker, I'm not gonna lie, and it's got some pretty sad stuff that happens in that, but Sean Penn plays such a good character in that movie. It will really grip you. I mean, it really will. It'll grab you hard. And then last but not least, Jackie Brown, Quentin Tarantino. If you've never seen that movie, it's another great one. I love Jackie Brown. And that's on Netflix, like I said. So, guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for all of your suggestions and all your tips and tricks. I really appreciate it so much. Jersey Girl, thank you so much for your poem. I really appreciate that. That really made my day. And once again, guys, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. It really helps out a lot. It really gets these videos out to the algorithm, and it helps spread the awareness to more and more people. So with that said, guys, I love you so much. Until tomorrow's video, like I said, tomorrow's going to be the cooking video. Be on the lookout for that. And until then, you guys have a great day. God bless. Bye-bye.